Cathedral, where we celebrated our Good Friday services. I know that other speakers are going to speak to other aspects of the reason why the death penalty should not be imposed here in Arkansas. So I would like to share with you, as a religious leader, a religious perspective based on Good Friday. You know, most of the people that called for Jesus' death were good people who really thought he was guilty. The crowds only had secondhand information, but they really were convinced that he had broken the law against blasphemy, which was a capital crime in Jewish law. And so should be executed. The same was true for the religious authorities, some of whom felt the need to trump up charges of insurrection, a capital crime in Roman law, get the death penalty carried out. But in their mind, this was just a matter of the ends justifying the means. They sincerely believed that Jesus deserved death in Jewish law, so they used a false charge in Roman law to get it accomplished. The only one directly involved with Jesus' death who had a reason to prevent the execution and the power to do so was the governor, Pontius Pilate. He knew this was about revenge. Jesus' message had been too challenging for his adversaries. But Pilate was afraid of the political and social fallout if he didn't do what the crowd wanted. If you release him, you are no friend of Caesar. So he handed Jesus over to death. We are no different from the crowd that called for Jesus' death, because we continue to call for the death of criminals. We forget about Moses, who murdered an Egyptian and fled to Midian, which is where he had his experience with the burning bush. If God could use a murderer to set his people free and lead his people to the promised land, then there is hope for everyone. Like the good thief hanging by Jesus' side. Wouldn't he have been a good candidate for rehabilitation? The same is true also for us. Jesus extends his arms to show us how much he loves us, and that there is nothing we can do, not even terrible deeds, that would cause us to forfeit his love. His very nature is love. And so, though as God he is powerful in every other respect, there is one thing that, even as God, he is unable to do, and that is to stop loving. He doesn't give up hope on us, and neither should we, or on anyone else. Jesus gave up his life to set us free.
All right.